First, I'd like to give a shout out to all you beautiful ladies out there who are this close from doing the right thing, but you can't quite do it. I hope you make the right choice. That was my kind of mediocre attempt at humor, but I mean it at the same time. So let's talk about demon, demean, and demeanor. Now, I'm not going to tell you after you hear this to go knock out the first person you see. And I'm not going to tell you not to. All right, no more jokes. Let's get serious. Okay. Demean, from demenon, D-E-M-E-N-E-N. Okay, very close to demon, right? You see the wordplay there when you see the Latin roots and so on. They tend to use interchangeable vowels, so to speak, you know, and things like that, right? Phonetics and all this stuff is applied. You can see the proof in the pudding in the dictionary, especially these older dictionaries, the Webster's from like the 80s or something that I use. Okay, it means to conduct, demean, to conduct. Okay, demon and demean. Well, we go D plus mener, M-E-N-E-R, to drive, plus minere, M-I-N-A-R-I, which means to threaten. Min-eri. What threatens eri? What threatens the natural truth? Well, min. Min had three main symbols: the lettuce, the phallus, and the bull. His cult center was chemist, but he had other ones as well. And the wordplay with that one, I left it in the other room. I'm going to get into the next video. Okay. So basically, Min was depicted as having a hard penis, which is the phallus, right? He had his hands up in this kind of, you know, position, and he had a hard penis, an erect penis. Drugs and fertility. Also the bull, right? We see this in different cultures, right? We see this in the gym with various races and cultures where they work out and they get big and strong and they overlap. They share that in common, right? You can have more than one culture. Not everybody has dedicated themselves to one temple like I have to the white and the yellow. Not just because I'm part white. All right, no more jokes, okay? You know, because I wear white and I wear yellow, okay? I represent. When I put the black on the yellow, it's because it's a Sharpie, not because I'm black. That black thing on the wall doesn't mean I'm from the black. I'm from the pure light temple, okay? People from other perspectives know how I feel, and they're forced to respect the great warrior. That's how you know this great warrior is the natural leader. It doesn't matter how you think about this, this, and this. When you see the top martial artist, you know, on the move, you respect his movement, even if he's drugged, even if he's crippled, even if he's chemically castrated. That's respect. Shout out to everybody who got respect, you know, for me. We'll keep it moving. You know, respect. You know, put it into perspective. Prospective. Respect. So what does it mean? Demean means to conduct or behave in a proper manner. Stop right there. Demeanor, right? His demeanor, yet the demean by default, they're saying behave in a proper manner. How come the same word has a different definition, which means to degrade or debase? Well, what is subtly implied there is that you are degrading and debasing people of virtue when you behave in a proper or socially normative manner, which leads us to demeanor, behavior towards others, outward manner. So they seem to think that, and this is one of the major agreements between me and the Masons and other people who think that you can walk like on a tightrope, you can balance, you can, you know, avoid conflict and pay homage to God. I believe mind, body, and soul is connected, and you should declare the glory of God from the rooftops like the Bible says. I agree with that part of the Bible. I agree with most of the Bible. I pretty much agree with the true message of the Bible to the insightful observer who's going to extract the truth. As you put things in terms of logic, reason, and sense, the wise martial artist will extract the truth from the Bible. The problem is he's being screened out because people are breeding in the wrong idea instead of the right idea, which is the Spirit of God, the true Spirit, which is more than an idea. And as a result, you're not breeding to allow the Igbo leader to emerge. The Igbo, this is another kind of misconception. The Igbos are people that take on different people. My dad married a white woman. Different people came together to the heart of Africa. Okay, some of them came from Ari and came to the Ari cult center. Okay, and it's there in their Igbo religion. Ari is above Neri. Okay, Ari, quote unquote, Ari is above Neri. Neri is the more worldly guys. They're family, they have love for each other to a certain degree, but as soon as it comes to this greater religious disagreement, they live there, and Ari guys live more in the northern area. Okay, for a reason. Because when it comes to something that affects our whole tribe, we might have to pick up the sticks, put on the helmets, and throw down one time, and so on. What you see is they don't want to allow for that anymore, because everyone's acting like a bitch. They don't allow me to control the direction of the tribe by proving it through sparring. I would have whipped their ass. I would outmaneuver the motherfucking big gorilla, and I would smack the shit out of them with a stick. I would beat them down. I would break their big ass down. Look, I would break their big elephant, hippo, gorilla ass the fuck down. That's why I'm resorting to this, because they won't allow it. You let a bunch of sissies and a bunch of globalist scum determine the direction, when you know I would break their big ass down surgically. You know, I am Big Brother's big brother. You understand me? I am the elephant's big brother. The leopard hunts, and he gets the drop on motherfuckers as the hawk. And I'm sick of the bitch shit. Moving on. So we talk about democracy. I personally believe that people should have the right to have all the facts and to vote for the true direction of God. I believe if the people were breeding in the right direction, they were given all the facts, they would choose Chukwu Emeka as their leader. They would choose a monarchy. Okay? They would choose. They would choose a monarchy. They would say, look, this guy is allowing us our fair share, our fair shake. The people, one way or another, have to support this guy. He has to do the right thing, and he has to convey the truth, the pure truth to us in the pure martial arts spirit, or he doesn't get to be the top martial arts in the first place. Someone else is going to outmaneuver him who's more in harmony with God in the spirit of righteous indignation. This guy has to love us more than everybody else to be the top martial artist. That's a prerequisite. That's a given. Nobody hates evil more than I do, and nobody loves the things that are worth loving in man more than I do. And no one loves mankind more than I do and wants them to go in the right direction. A pole, right? A polis, a cult center. I'm pulling them in the right direction. So it's a play on words. Okay? Democracy. Demos, the people. And krasi, which comes from kratos, strength and power. So a democracy can be seen as people whose strength is in numbers. It can also be seen as crazy people whose strength is in numbers when you remove the sun. So I would say put the sun on the flag and put the sun in the political process as the monarch, as Pharaoh. A republic could be raised publicans, tax collectors, or they can be Ra's tax collectors. Render unto Caesar that which is his. Okay, if all the population are evil, then Caesar in the spirit of evil should rule. If the people are righteous and right with God, Pharaoh should rule in the Sun Temple spirit. Caesar should lead his advanced guard and make way for the Pharaoh. I know. Minute, Minuteman, Min 8 man. Min's consorts was Labet and Isis, depending on the situation, right? Remember, cults used to take over each other. That's why you have contradicting explanations. I came across other cult centers. Again, I'll get into the next video. Okay, his true cult center is chemistry. His true consort is Labet, Lab-E. But like with everyone else, they became infatuated, amored with Isis. Okay, Set, the bully, right? The bull of Heliopolis, Min, Mont, Apis, you know, they're connected. Okay, this is brute force. Look at it in terms of martial arts tactics, which also determine, you know, oh, he's such a man, right? You know, if he's too much of a knucklehead, he'll get outmaneuvered, and then, you know, he'll get got. Okay. So again, you know, we talk about, you know, why am I saying this? Well, when you don't stand with Pharaoh, like it or not, you are demeaning him. You are demeaning God. Okay? This is part of the problem. On the one hand, you know, if you're not completely yelling at him like, I hate you, and throwing fucking raw, you know, there's different ways to subtly pay him homage and so on. But is that enough? Is lip service enough? Again, this goes back to a disagreement, a cult disagreement. People like me, I believe firmly that lip service is not enough. You know, that you have to move in the Spirit of God. Your whole life is a tribute to God. Tribe, tribute, tribe. It's like cult, culture, tribe, tribute, homage, homage, homage. Where's your home? Your home should be with Heliopolis. The Pharaoh's home should be with Nekin. And those who stand with the Pharaoh in a martial arts spirit ready to die, their home center is also Nekin. They are with the Son. So you're with the Father, you're with the Son. He who sees the Son sees the Father. He who sees the Father sees the Son. But both of them do not allow for you to move in the enemy's, movement. Okay? I go as far as say Nekin is more like the personal guard for Pharaoh. And Ra, Heliopolis is for the people who worship God completely and who aren't part of the personal martial arts guard of Pharaoh, who accept him. The ideal woman from Heliopolis is going to accept, is going to be humbled, is going to be, just completely taken off guard if Pharaoh approaches her. Going back to Genesis 6, 1 through 4, and yes, I will insist on this. I will go through it. Yes, it is a way of choosing whose side you are. Teammate, shipmate, mate. In Australia, right? Aussie kangaroo, mate. Okay, the mare, Mary, the Virgin Mary, right? Is she a Mary or is she Mary? Is she Marie or is she Mary? I go as far as say what's interesting is it does seem the Spanish have it right. They slay the bull with the sword. They say Maria, the mare, the horse, the martial arts, the mare choosing the eye of the A, as long as they choose the eye of the hawk. So if you're in Spain and you're talking about Maria and slaying the bull, you should see it my way. And you should be ready to die for what you see. Is unconditional love, as soon as the enemy has the upper hand, I'm on their side? Or does it come to time to say, hey, the Spirit is all that matters. We die one day. If we truly care about keeping our family together, why are we on this world's side? Don't you see Chukwuemeka is right. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't say, God, it's really hard for them. God is sifting the things, which one is responding to the light and growing how it should, and which is a tear that needs to be thrown out and thrown in the fire. I have no control over that. I am a messenger, and God flows through me and allows me to be the top martial arts. It isn't the queen that allows Pharaoh to be Pharaoh. It is God. The queen can pretend that some guy who's unworthy is Pharaoh. The people can elevate some unworthy criminal. But only God determines who Pharaoh is naturally through these martial arts principles of transferable, translatable, communicable, convertible, and universal skills. The ability to convey the Spirit of God. And when he is sabotaged because you don't love him, God doesn't discard him. He is God's only begotten Son. No matter what he does, he can do no wrong. When you really think about it, it is my nature to be a light for all to see. You are the people who are not nurturing me. You are not providing nourishment for the journey. Just like when you talk about, even from their perspective, the ka in the funeral home. You provide nourishment for the deceased. You have to nourish Pharaoh and elevate him to be a light for all to see. Don't put him under the bowl of chemistry, under the bowl of men. Don't put him under the bowl of Mont. He's a dynastic deity that, that continues to fight throughout the night. He's not meant to be elevated above Pharaoh. He's meant to punish Pharaoh's enemies, is one interpretation, after he's gone. Now there will be darkness, but that doesn't mean you all get away with all your immorality. You're going to be punishing each other. And in that, the bull is going to emerge and he's going to start kicking bass. I tell you, it is a sad day when nobody stands with Pharaoh unconditionally and insists on the truth. Say, look, I want you to tell the truth, Pharaoh. And I'm gonna bear that cross. I'm gonna carry the cross with you. Even Jesus had this one guy, what's his name, who helped him carry the cross up the hill. Right? Jesus said, carry your cross. But he's the Son of God. Is he supposed to carry it alone? It's funny how that in popular culture, we see that guy as a black guy. How come it was the black guy who was the only one? I'm not racist and saying this, that, and nothing, but it is interesting. Why don't you see that you're supposed to carry the cross with him? that he's supposed to have 12 disciples? Why don't you see that this guy is not supposed to stand alone and get screened out alone with people giving superficial help? Well, I'm out of time.